Margaret, where's Margaret?
Hey, Steve. Right here.
Okay, go ahead.
So my husband and I have been trying to have a baby for a little over 2 years now.
Okay.
I went to the doctor, and I'm supposed to start fertility treatments at the end of the month.
Okay.
I was talking to my friend about this, and she had asked me if I had a short-term disability policy. I told her no, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was something I could do. She goes, well, yeah, you have to have it in effect before you ever get pregnant, and talk to your employer to see what his policy is and what his maternity leave policy is. So I went to my boss, and I had asked him what kind of policy he had, and he told me that if I was to get maternal, that I couldn't work for the company anymore. It's not illegal because
what's happening today?
So he has under a certain amount of employees, so he's justified in his saying. He came to me a few days later and he told me, long story short, no, you can't have maternity leave, but you get 2 weeks paid time off and 1 week of unpaid time off. If you budget just right, you can use those 3 weeks for your maternity leave. But if you take any more days off, you lose your job due to
This is a lawsuit.
absenteeism.
This is a lawsuit. You can't tell a woman she can't have a baby. This is 2019. Listen to me. Listen to me. I don't know all the laws. You tell a woman she can't have a child and she lose her job. You can't say that. I don't give a damn what your policy is. You cannot take a woman's right away to have a child. You know, this some dude said this, because men, we're so damn stupid. Look, I could be totally wrong about this.
It is.
But I just don't see how a man, an employer, can tell a female employee, if you have a baby, you can't have a baby. All this trying to have a child and start a family, you can't do it in here. You'll lose your job.
Oh, it was a huge issue when I got married, too. I started working for him when I was 19. I'm 23 now. My husband and I just got married a few months ago, and he had told me, he had tried to talk me out of it. He kind of talked crap to me about it, and...
Let me ask you a question. Of all the places in the world, ideally, where would you love to live?
Nevada.
Nevada. Mm-hmm. If you had a few $1 million, name one thing if you had a few $1 million you'd do.
I'd put some of it away to, like, grow money on its own, and then I would secure my family. I would buy a house and just make sure we're secured and taken care of.
What kind of house?
A big enough house, like I mean, I don't want something too big, but nothing too small either. And
Sir, what's your dream car? That you ask a guy that, we all know that. What's your dream car?
Honestly, I have a '86 Ford Ranger that I put a 5.0 Mustang engine in.
Yeah.
That's my first truck. That's my dream truck.
Yeah, I see you.
So.
Well, see, after this airs, and your employer, this goes public, you're gonna be able to buy all of that stuff. Please welcome Margaret back to the show. You know, like I say, I don't know the laws, all of the laws, but watching this again, this still surprises me. I just don't get it. When you went back home, what were the reactions from your family and your friends?
My friends and family were extremely supportive. They thought I was brave for being able to stand up for myself. My mom told me I was brave because there's not very many jobs in our small little town.
Our viewers had a lot to say about this because you had over 1 million views on our site on social media, and you had over 2,000 comments. Now, here's a few of the comments that we've said. Abigail says, the boss needs to stay in his lane. He is out of order. Jeannie says, I'd have a baby and let him fire me. Cha-ching. Jen says, I'd like a follow-up on this, Steve. So here the follow-up is. We heard you, we listened, so we're all curious. What happened after you left the show?
So after I left the show, I started actively looking for another job. I continued to put in applications, and I received a job offer as a substitute secretary. It's not an ideal position because I do need something full-time. However, it is a foot in the door somewhere else, and it's away from my company, which I'd much rather take.
So you resigned from the company?
So I put in my notice with the company. I'm still currently there because I haven't started my other position yet. And
okay, so what has your boss said about this resignation?
so I wanted to be upfront with him before I accepted my position. And I went in and I sat down with him and I told him, look, I got another job offer and I'm gonna take it. I explained to him, you know, I've been feeling this way ever since he told me if I get pregnant, I can't have my job. And he immediately told me, no, I didn't say that. I wouldn't say something like that. A few days later, his wife brings me into her office and she asks me what's going on, and I tell her. I explained to her the comment and everything, and she goes, well, he wouldn't say something like that. Where was I at? And I told her, you were in the office right next door. She goes, well, are you sure you're not pregnant now because you're pretty hormonal? And I told her, no, I know for a fact I'm not because I have to take fertility treatments and I can't even start that because of everything that's going on here.
See, I know he's backing up on this statement because when you told it to me, I don't really know law. Now, I'm going to tell you what I found out the law is, but at the time, I don't know the law. So here's the law. Federal law requires businesses to provide 12 weeks of unpaid maternity leave if the company has 50 or more employees. Now, in Nevada, where you live, it follows federal law.
We don't have 50 employees, we have 15.
You have 15? Mm-hmm. Wow. But you can file, according to my producers, you can file for disability at that place, mm-hmm. which would give you probably something better than...
And I had asked about if I was to hold a disability policy, and I'm supposed to have it through my employer, and he told me he didn't want to do that for me.
It's not a good guy. Look, like once again, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure there's a lawyer watching this show somewhere. Matter of fact, we got... There's a lady up there, before you have the baby, she'll have a degree in... Okay, let's talk to your husband, because your husband, Ronnie's here with us today also. Ronnie, what are your thoughts about all this?
I was just really disappointed with the way everything played out. We were, I felt like we had a really good relationship with her bosses, and so we kind of had to take a step back and try and find another full-time job, and I'm really proud of her with all the work she's done as far as looking for jobs and everything in the position that she has gotten to get her foot in the door somewhere, so.
See, here's the deal. He can't stop you from having a child. At the end of the day, it's gonna be up to God. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Absolutely.
See, I don't want you to miss.
Absolutely.
I don't want you to miss this part right here. You know what? Just get in touch with him about it. Just talk to him about this situation right here. Talk to him about your job situation. Because when you try to figure it out yourself, it's rough. That's the thing that prayer does for me. It causes me not to have to figure it out. I just go to him, lay it up there. This is what I'm trying to work. This is what I'd like to happen, but you tell me what you want to happen. And then it worked out for me like that. I think it'll work out for you. I think if you and your husband, if y'all do that together, watch what'll happen. All right, thank you for coming. Thank you very much. We wish you the best. Hey, you made it to the end of this video. I got a lot more that you're gonna enjoy, so just click to watch the next one. And make sure you subscribe to always know what's happening.